want to really pull this apart again because a lot of my friends write blogs and they're all word heavy. Because I'm not a reader, I like reading lots of words. And I always find this quite frustrating. But what I've now heard, and I don't know if you've heard this phrase before, Chelse, but it's a phrase that we use here called the content trifecta. It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea. For every piece of content that you write words about, try and also add a video and or audio. So what you're doing there is that you've got words that explain what's happening, a video that explains what's happening, and an audio that's explaining what's happening, and even better, probably an image. Remember, we're optimizing for people. We're not optimizing for Google. You know, people have got to get to us and want to read it. It's no point in having all this great stuff if your site looks ugly. So if you create a post that includes a video, an audio, an image, and the text, a much better chance of, first of all, creating a dynamic experience for the user, but second of all, you've got all this rich available material, especially if you include an infographic, that can be shared. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's really quite exciting.
It is, and it's all that layered search. That same piece of content in all of those different formats or mediums is what is now being found by Google, and each one of those pointing back to you. Each one of those considered new content and valuable to Google or to the search engines and to the users. And then at the end of the day, it really is the kind of content you're creating should be of value. And when you go and put it in these multiple formats, you give people the ability to find it. We're an instant gratification society. We want to see things in bullets and snippets, nothing exceeding 500 words. Give us the punchline quickly. And that's because we're moving at a very fast pace.
I read nothing, I'll tell you this for sure. I listen to my podcasts when I'm riding my bike. I watch a 2-minute video because I want the essence in a hurry. I'm moving, I've got things to do. I haven't got time to, I sometimes get the train and I sometimes read articles on the train, but I've got to get stuff quick because there's so much going on. I want to download the podcast and get some exercise at the same time. I want to see a 2-minute video that explains what you've just said. I just don't have time to read elongated articles anymore. I used to, but I just don't have time anymore. So that's more optimizing for the people element. But you want to come back and wrap up what we've chatted about and really essentialize the key points about SEO, why it's so important, and what people really need to get their head around in the essence of this pretty much first episode introduction into SEO.
I think reiterating the fact that it's a strategy. SEO takes time, lots of time to start directing traffic in a way that helps you get found on the first page, first position in the SERP or search engine rank page. And I also want to stress another thing is to expect that when you make a change to your website, it takes a while for that to be found by the search engines. There's so much content out there. You have to give that time for the search engines to interact with your website and discover those changes to your content. Another point I want to make is to expect that SEO is always changing. The search engines themselves are changing. This is an interesting point to remember. It's important to realize and accept that we have no control over the changes to the search engine. When Google wants to change something to its algorithm, it tells us the rules we should be playing by, but at the same time, it's making changes to always improve the search experience.
Look, you've made some incredible points. Let me just reiterate what I think the key points are. We started this idea that you've got an awesome blog, you've got an awesome website, and we keep using this phrase, the Mona Lisa in a paddock. Awesome looking website, nobody goes there. The worst possible scenario. You paid all this money for a nice looking website and no one wants to see it. What you're going to teach people, what you're teaching people in this episode, if you probably need to listen to it a few times, is that you've got to find a way to embed keywords, alt tags, and think about the user experience that Google's trying to create. Your site is awesome. You are an authority on what you do. Just make sure that you tag all your photos, that you add some rich layered content, that it's not just words on a page, which still would work, but that you add a video, an infographic, an audio, and you make it very multidimensional so that you give Google every chance in the world to list you as an authority on a subject. And most importantly, when people come to your site, you've got the 40% of people that like to read the material get it, the 40% of people that like to watch a video can watch something, and the 20% of people like me who like to listen to things can download it and listen to it on their iPhone.
Right.
So you've got this very rich experience. Now, it sounds complex, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to make you more awesome. You're already awesome. We just want to make you world famous. We want you to increase your popularity. We want you to enhance your glamour. And we want everyone to know about you. So all these techniques that we're sharing today, even though they are a bit techo, they're all designed to make you get out there, stand out in the crowded marketplace. And we call this product Get Found Fast for the glamorous. We know where you're coming from. You're awesome. We want to let the world know that you're here, yeah?
And I want to share one last thing to remind our audience that when the biggest takeaway that I can probably share in this tutorial would be to realize that you're really optimizing for two audiences. You're optimizing for the search engine so that you can get found, but you can't forget that you're actually optimizing for the real human, for the human being experience. I mean, it's really easy to focus on what we think the search engines would like our site to be about and forget that it's also about the visitors and the people that are coming that generate the business on the website. So it's a twofold issue. So visitors won't find a website if it's not optimized for search to be found, but people won't continue to come back or become customers or returning visitors or fans if they don't like the content and layout of the site. The fortunate thing is the search engines know that. Search engines have the ultimate goal to generate search results that people find useful and helpful. And if you build your authority and create content that's interesting to people, in the long term, the consistent goal of the search engines is to reward that, to make sure that people find you.
And look, what we're talking about here is big stuff. But, we've created a really dynamic series of videos and audios and downloads for you, and we're trying to cover everything conceivable in the world of internet marketing, and there's a lot to do. But the point is that you are awesome, and we really want to help you get out there. So I hope you've enjoyed this version of the SEO experience. We've got a whole lot of videos about WordPress, about SEO, about all these types of things, all designed to help you get found fast.
That's right. It's been excellent, Keith. It's been a great segment today.
Well, thanks so much, Chelsea, for sharing this wonderful, wonderful information today about SEO. Just a reminder that you can find all the tips, tricks and secrets in the downloadable PDF for this edition of Get Found Fast for the Glamorous. Check out the other episodes as well related to search engine marketing, and remember that we help you get found fast to build your personal brand, enhance your glamour, increase your popularity, and become more famous. So from the beautiful city of Melbourne, Australia, I'm Keith Keller. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Keith. And I'm your co-host, Chelse Benham, wishing you more glamorous lifestyle using search engine marketing. Bigger than Texas. Bye, guys.